Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about Other from director David Moreau, who some of you may know as the director of Mads, the French one-take zombie apocalypse movie that came out like 2 years ago. This movie is his latest movie, which is about a woman who discovers that her mother has recently died, so she goes back to her childhood home and is in the process of dealing with her own trauma and feelings over her mother's death because her mother was incredibly abusive to her in her childhood, when she realizes that on her mother's property there is a creature that is insanely dangerous and most likely killed her mother. So that's the premise of the movie, but what's really unique about the movie is the conceit of the movie. Much like Mads, he decided to shoot this movie in a very unique way. In this case, the movie is shot so that you can't see anyone's face but the protagonist's face. And it actually creates a very unique atmosphere to the movie.
Yeah.
And makes the movie worth watching, even though I do actually think that the movie's good regardless of the conceit. I think that, everything in the movie overall works.
Yeah, there's a part of me that wonders what that conceit actually added to the movie because the plot's so good.
Yeah, the plot is good enough that it doesn't really need the conceit, but I was fine with the conceit because it's like when they did the one-take zombie apocalypse movie, right?
Yeah.
You know, it adds its own unique flavor to something that you might have seen before, but maybe not mixed in this particular concoction.
Right.
Because it is like a bit of a monster movie, it's also a bit of a trauma movie, and it's also a bit of a home invasion movie, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because, technically she's the invader.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily...
The critter lives there.
Yeah, and has lived there way longer than she has, or at least way longer than she has recently, because in the past, she did live there longer than the critter. So.
Yeah, but since then, this is now the critter's home.
Yep. And so the movie is basically her having to simultaneously deal with her own trauma while also deal with this creature that poses a threat to her and everyone else that visits her in this home.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of a more serious take on that I Think You Should Leave sketch where it's like, I saw this thing! This monster comes through. I saw that when I was sitting on the couch.
Yes, absolutely. Weirdly enough, the vibes of the movie kind of reminded me of Cuckoo, even though the plot is completely different from Cuckoo. There's just something about the overall, just the feeling of watching the movie that reminded me of Cuckoo.
Well, it's that feeling of everybody knows something that the main character doesn't.
Yes, and also that feeling of some sort of creature in the woods that's stalking her and you're not quite sure why or what it is.
Yeah.
There's a similar vibe to that in Cuckoo. It has completely different answers and conclusions than Cuckoo does, to be clear. So if you've seen Cuckoo, it's not like you've seen this movie too. It's just a vibe thing. The movie has a similar vibe.
It's got that same kind of creepiness.
Yes. But even still, it's very unique in its approach because it's very interesting watching a movie where it took me about halfway through to realize, wait, we're not seeing anyone's faces. Not her lover, not the UPS driver or anything.
Yeah,
Nobody's faces, not her taxi driver, no one. Not even her mother's face is shown in this. When you do see her mother is wearing this facial mask.
Yeah, and the kid that she runs into is wearing a mask as well.
Yes. This kid who's a paranormal YouTuber who's investigating the weirdness of her mom's house. And you're trying to figure out how long weird shit's been going on in this house.
Yeah.
Is it since her childhood and she just didn't notice? We'll talk more about that in the spoiler section because there's a lot of actual spoilers in this movie. So overall, I thought this movie was pretty good. The one thing that's weird about the movie is because of its conceit, you can tell that everyone's performance was recorded afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
You could tell that they probably had some stunt people or some stand-ins on set to stand in for all these parts and then had actual voice actors voice over the parts afterwards.
Yeah.
And so it creates this almost feeling like you're watching one of those Italian dubs.
Yeah.
Except there's no mouth flaps because you're not seeing anyone's face, but you can definitely feel that the recording was done afterwards.
Yeah.
It's the only thing in the movie that's a little bit clunky, but it also kind of adds to the surrealness of the movie because the main character is very much kind of caught in this horrible fever dream that is her own trauma.
Yeah, and she's trying to figure out what's real, what isn't real. Like, is she going crazy or not?
Absolutely, and it's a big question, and we'll talk more about like whether or not she is in the spoiler section. I like that she's not a perfect character.
Right.
She's very impulsive, she's very rash. There's a point in which like the security system wasn't working, so she just smashes the screen.
Yeah. And she also, like, has this problem, like, opening up to people.
Yes, absolutely. She's very closed off.
Yeah, which again and again, like, is to her detriment.
Yes, and she has severe insecurities, all of which kind of point back towards her childhood, which we'll talk more about in the spoiler section, because that's important to the eventual spoilers of this movie.
Yeah.
She's in a situation with her boyfriend where it's clear her boyfriend wants to take it to the next level, like have a kid and all that stuff, but she is clearly not ready for that.
He is on the rocks with her because she is getting all the signals that she needs to fucking bolt.
Yeah.
You know, because he's wanting to do things like have children that she absolutely is not interested in.
Yes, absolutely. It's clear that they're reaching that point in the relationship where they're now starting to diverge in their goals.
Yeah.
And her mother dying just kind of exasperates this whole situation because now she has to go and, deal with her mom's estate and all that shit. While her boyfriend's back at home going like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's dealing with it? And on top of all this, she might actually be pregnant when she enters this story. But she doesn't have like a pregnancy test to actually test it.
Yeah, she has no idea whether she is or not. She's kind of stranded in this place because very early on she loses her car keys.
Yes. And the other thing that makes this whole situation so fucking weird is that her mom's home feels like a prison.
Yeah.
Like her mom's home, even though it's this beautiful little mansion in the middle of the fucking forest, it's got all these fucking security features that feels like they're more designed to keep people inside than keep people from coming inside.
Yeah.
And this kind of speaks more towards how like abusive her childhood was, that her mom was this kind of controlling person,
Yeah.
I like what the movie has to say about impossible beauty standards and abusive mothers and the fear of carrying that abuse from your own childhood to your child's childhood is a thing that's brought up into this. It's one of the main reasons why she really doesn't want to have a child.
Yeah, like you find yourself going like, yeah, I can't really blame you for not wanting to have kids. At all.
Yeah, absolutely. After what you went through and how like short-tempered she is and all that stuff, like could she have the temperament to deal with a child?
Yeah.
She's got her own issues to deal with, and adding a child on top of that, she's just going to hurt that child,
Yeah.
That's a legitimate concern. I also liked the elements of the movie where she's like reconnecting with the parts of her childhood she liked, like the music she was into and some of the boys she was into, reading her old journal and all that stuff. That stuff was kind of cute and kind of relatable. I like that stuff. I like that punk rock music that she like plays at one point and like blasts and like parties in her own fucking room. And you could tell there's like a part of her that's like partying because like my mom is dead, I'm free.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though like narratively she's kind of trapped in her mom's house right now because as long as her mom's dead, she's got to deal with the estate and all that shit. So
yep.
She's like narratively trapped, but like spiritually she's free in the moment. The main character does a great job of carrying this movie.
Yeah.
Because the entire movie is on her shoulders. Even when the creature's on screen, the creature feels more like a stunt performance. The main emotional crux of the movie is her. And she does a fantastic job. Shout out to the actress who played the main character. She does a great job. Even through her thick Russian accent.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was the one who played, I think it was Taskmaster in Black Widow.
In Black Widow? Oh, okay.
So it's kind of funny that she played a role where she kind of had her face covered up the entire time.
Yeah,
and this movie, she plays the role where she's the only face anyone ever sees. It's kind of a cool little dichotomy there. Someone on Blue Sky pointed that out to me, and that was a pretty cool thing. So anyway, Other is a Shudder original movie. If you want to check it out, it's currently available on Shudder, and I highly recommend you do check it out because it's a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it. And if you enjoy the kind of film experiments that David Moreau has been doing between this and Mads, you should definitely keep up with his filmography and see where he goes next, because I'm curious where he's going to go next. And with that said, let us move on to the spoilers. okay, that creature is not the villain of this movie. The mother.
The mom is. Yeah.
The mother of the main character is the true villain of this movie. And she's a great example of like a character who's like haunting the story without being there.
Yes.
Her mom was obsessed with her becoming like
Teen Miss America.
Yeah, essentially. And so she put her through these terrible, abusive, physically abusive and mentally abusive, like training regimens to keep her body in shape. And she didn't really want to do any of this stuff. She just wanted to be a normal teenager, go out and smoke pot and fuck boys. Like that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah. Like the idea of being in a beauty pageant was okay until all this starts happening.
And it is true that the way the house is designed was more to keep her in than to keep like threats from the outside out.
Yeah.
The whole design of the house was to basically stop her from going out and doing that and smoking pot and fucking boys.
Yeah.
You know, or going out and eating a burger because she kept her on a tight, like, food regimen and, like, had her binging and purging.
Yeah.
Basically was ruining her daughter's life from the get-go and gave her daughter all these, like, problems with her own physical appearance, even though she's gorgeous. She's like supermodel gorgeous, but she feels like she is ugly because of the way her mom like fucking abused her as a child. So that's like the first big reveal about like her childhood. The next big reveal is that at one point when she was a teenager, she snuck out, went to prom with this guy, slept with that guy, and then got pregnant afterwards. And her like water fucking breaks. And she didn't realize how pregnant she was because she's been in this like corset thing.
They've been keeping her in this corset 24/7.
So you get like this terrible body horror moment where like the corset like is removed and then her belly just fucking expands. And you're watching this through like old tapes of her like rehearsals that they used to do for the pageants. And this is the next big twist of the movie. The creature that has been stalking her, that has been tearing the faces off all the animals in the fucking yard and killed her mother and tore her mother's face off and does not like faces, is her own child. The movie is called Other, but what it's really called is Mother. Because one of the things that the creature does throughout the movie is it has one of those type and speak things, but it keeps spelling out Other. When she finally gets a hold of the type and speak that he was using, the M is fucking like broken. So he was trying to type Mother the whole time, and so he was never actually a threat to her. But he was a threat
to everything else.
Everything else, because A, he doesn't like faces, because he was also terribly abused and raised by her mother to hate himself and hate everyone else. And treated like a dog in this fucking basement that was like 3 feet high.
This mother like went to the fucking extent of building like a metal basement in order to house this unwanted child. I found myself going like, you know, I don't want to be an asshole here, but maybe you should have just killed him.
And she has like these like personalized like dog whistles she uses to like control it, and a shock collar that he wears that he can use to like get through doors to go out and pee and shit.
Highly implied that his limbs are all fucked up.
Oh yeah, he's super messed up, and he's constantly walking like the spider walk from fucking like The Exorcist, where the spider walked down the stairs. He's constantly walking like that. It's obvious they got some sort of contortionist to play the creature, and the contortionist does a great job of just making the creature feel inhuman.
You're trying to figure out what the hell this thing possibly could be up until the point they reveal it.
Well, yeah, at one point I was like, is she keeping a bear? Does she have like a naked bear? What is this?
Yeah, I was like, is it an alien?
Is it a creature? Did she like
did she give birth to a literal monster?
Yeah. So you end up with almost like a barbarian like twist to this movie, but unlike a barbarian, the creature doesn't want to actually hurt her. It's actually like wants to be with her and wants to be with its mother, but it also is trying to protect her too, so it's like attacking anyone that it sees as a threat to her.
Gets too close.
So that's the big twist of the movie, and it really kind of brings the movie's themes of like abuse, of trauma, and everything else that the movie had set up beforehand completely full circle in like the most perfect way.
Oh, and like her, his face is fine.
Yeah. When you actually see his face and he stands up, he basically looks like a male version of her. So he looks gorgeous.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. He's a good-looking dude.
He looks pretty as hell. But he also, much like her, doesn't feel that way. Because he was raised to be a dog, raised to be an animal, and raised to hate his own face so much that he claws other people's faces off.
Yeah. Like I said, like, not to teach you how to be a better evil villain, a better abusive mother, but at that point, just kill him.
And it's funny because you know that the mother knew that about him because that's why she wears these like facial masks.
Yeah.
To not have her face be visible to it. The end of this movie, I was just like, oh man, it has a happy ending.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like the main character's boyfriend is killed, but at the end of the movie, when she's in that bathroom in the hospital and the creature reveals itself to her, it's a happy moment because the mother and her child have been reunited.
Yeah.
And now they can break this cycle of abuse.
There's another movie this reminded me of, although, like, this movie didn't go as far as that one, which was Cinderella, the Korean Cinderella movie.
I can see that.
There's also definitely shades of Eyes Without a Face.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You can see a lot of, like, various inspiration points.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
For this movie. One of the reasons why I think I got a cuckoo vibe so early on in the movie is because one of the opening scenes of the movie is when the mother is killed by the creature. And she, like, goes outside and, like, blows this, like, dog whistle to try to, like...
Oh, yeah, they did the same thing in Cuckoo.
In Cuckoo, you have that opening scene where it's, like, a couple fighting and their daughter, like, goes outside because there's this, like, whistling noise outside. Right. It's a little different, but there's, like, a similar, like, kind of vibe there.
There's a similar kind of thing happening,
Hatching, also a great comparison to this movie. They're both movies about childhood abuse from slightly different angles. In the main character in this movie's case, it's, teen beauty pageants.
Yeah.
In the character in Hatching's case, it's momfluencer.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it's a momfluencer. And another movie that this has some things in common with, Levid.
Levid. Ooh, good call. Yeah. Good call. Also Barbarian, because Barbarian also has that whole, like, what's the creature or whatever, and it's like something that's living in the basement.
Yeah.
That was born there. Anyway, my fellow gorehounds, I adored this movie. I thought it was really fucking good. And where can they find you, Count Jackula?
You can find me here on YouTube, where I stream every weeknight around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You should fucking watch because I want to see those numbers go up, baby.
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on various social media sites, but these days I primarily use Blue Sky, so follow me on there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag
#EatMommy'sFace.
Hashtag #EatMommy'sFace. Use that hashtag because we couldn't think of a better hashtag, so it's just gonna have to do. And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, peace out, and we'll catch y'all later.